Hello everyone. Today I will show you how to present an alert to request users a review of your application. So I have created a small skeleton, small application with two tabs, just simulating some kind of e-commerce application. So most of the time, you would want to you will want to request your users to rate your application once they reach certain screen or they have made a purchase or once you think they could be satisfied with the application, right? So in this case, I would like to show the alert once users reach this bottom sheet, right? It's just like, for me, I was thinking about an application in which you have to buy something. Once you buy, you are pretty happy, and then you will see the alert and you will give this application a 5-star review. So what I will do is just first show you how to do it this directly. So in order to show the alert, you will need to import StoreKit. So we will use a property wrapper called environment. Maybe you have seen this before because sometimes it's used to get the color scheme. You can also use it for this case. So what I will do is just try to show the alert here in this screen, always, without any kind of logic, and then I will implement some logic that would be more similar to reality, to what I would do in AppStore applications. So here I took these 2 lines of code from Apple documentation, and they suggested to have a small delay every time you show this, because you wouldn't like to block your users to do whatever they are doing on your application. So you might need to add this small delay, right? So as you can see, we are now seeing this alert that is already coming with this message in English, and you can provide 5-star review. However, I cannot click submit because I'm using the simulator, but if your application is on the App Store, this will be enabled for sure. So now I'm gonna implement some logic to show this every certain amount of time, because Apple only allows applications to show this 3 times a year. So you need to be very smart to show this once you are pretty sure users will give you the highest review. So I'm gonna hide this canvas for now, we won't use it, and then let's try to implement the logic. So I'm gonna create a small class. There are many ways to implement this. But I found this very straightforward, and I like to do it this way because sometimes I just need to implement unit testing, and this is a very easy way to test at least this part of the application. So I will create this manager that it will implement the logic behind. So this class will tell me if I'm allowed to present the review. By review I mean the alert. And here I'm gonna make some validations. Ideally I would present this alert every 3 months maybe. It depends on how often you release new features, right? So I think 3 months is fine. But for this tutorial purposes, I'm gonna change this value. But here I would like to check if the time interval is major, then I would like to present the alert, right? If the last time I showed the alert was more than 3 months ago, then we are good to go. We can present the alert. Otherwise, we're just gonna do nothing. So I'm gonna try to do things a bit faster because I already know what to do, but feel free to stop the video and do it slower. So I'm gonna use user defaults to save the date of the last time I show the alert, and I'm gonna use this just a key. I would like to have it in a separate property to avoid typos. And I would like to have also request interval property of type time interval. And then here what I will do is first get when was the last time alert was shown. This is going to be living on the user defaults, so I'm gonna save the date in an easy way. I don't like to get involved with date formatter and string and converting things back to string and to date. So I'm gonna save this as a double. I think it's easier, it's more straightforward. So I would like to get the date here, not the double, so I'm gonna use this initializer that is receiving seconds, right? So I'm gonna get the date when the alert was shown the last time, and then I'm gonna check if enough time has passed since then, since the request interval. Then I would like to just return to true, right? Because this is what my function is supposed to do. So should present review. I bring this from the user defaults, convert it to date. Then I check if, let's say, we were talking about 3 months, right? Let's continue with that example. If more than 3 months has passed by, then I'm gonna return true, otherwise I'm gonna return false. And what happened when I show the alert? When I show the alert, I will also need to save that specific date, right? So here I'm gonna start writing things, even though they will fail. AppStore Manager, and you can call it however you want. Here I would like to update. Why? Because here I'm gonna show the alert, and I would like to update the date and save in user defaults this specific date. So alert is not presented again and again, just when those 3 months that we were talking about before has passed by. So if users reach that screen or they made that purchase, of course this is going to be called again, right? So here I would like to check. I'm gonna call this instance AppStore Manager should request what was the name again? Should present review. Else I'm gonna break the execution. What is AppStore Manager? AppStore Manager is an instance of my class, right? I would like to inject this as well, just because it's good practice, it's convenient, and I'm not calling this the right way. This is a method. This doesn't exist right now, so let me create this function. And here I'm gonna use user defaults again, but this time I'm gonna set the date, right? Which date? Today's date. So let me just pass the date here. I can just send current date, and I will tell you why I'm using this function injection. This is complaining because this doesn't have initializer. I'm gonna create one. Let me move this, and let me just try to send some standard default values. So we were talking about 3 months, right? So time interval is always receiving values in seconds. So 3 months in seconds, it's going to be something like 1 hour per 24. This will gives us 1 day, and then 3 months, it's roughly 90 days, right? Or a couple of days more, 1 day more. So this is up to you. This is up to you. For now, I would like to use 10 seconds for testing purposes. But there's something that we need to do here. But first, I'm gonna try to fix this. Since we are injecting this to the confirmation view, this is not going to work because I need to pass it here as well. So I'm gonna pass this through here. I like to do it this way because I think it's cleaner. Classes and structs shouldn't be creating their own dependencies, right? They should come from behind, from a centralized point. So I think this is a good entry point, and since we have created our class with default values, I can just initialize it like this. Then I need to do something else, because what is going to happen after the first installation? So users install the application, they reach the screen, the confirmation view, that's how I call it. And then we will call this function, right? And then we will try to get this value, but we haven't set anything here. So this is going to return, well, I don't know, maybe nil here, or maybe 0. I don't know. This is going to return something that actually I don't know. So this is not important, because what I will do is just to set an initial time. When I create this, I'm gonna save something in user defaults. I'm gonna tell user defaults, hey, let's suppose that user saw this alert in the distant past, which means very long time ago, more than 90 days for sure. So the first time, this validation is going to be true. And then users will see the alert the very first time. After that, when they see the alert, we are gonna call this update, and then this is going to be overwritten. So this is just a safe way to do this. As I told you before, there are many ways to do this. This is like the easiest way I could think of, without like polluting our view, and also testing this. It's not going to be hard, right? Couple of changes more and you'll be able to test this completely. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how this looks on my physical device. So here you can see that I am showing the alert the very first time, and then I'm gonna open this again and again and again, and of course the alert won't be shown because the time that I set was 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, I'm gonna see the alert. So this is a simple way to implement the rate alert. So let me know if you find it useful.